It ended up being like 170 or 180K pot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was by far the largest pot I've ever played. I don't even know if I played a 6-figure pot up to that point.
I was looking at all of our past episodes and I was beginning to notice a trend. We did have a top 5 most viewed episodes, and in all of the top 5 episodes until a month ago, we were shit-faced in every single one of them. So I was going to have to say that at a certain point, if we really wanted the podcast to work,
I need to get back on the booze.
You were probably going to have to start drinking again. And then miraculously, out of nowhere, the boys came back. We've had 4 heaters in a row. We're fucking... Dude, it took us almost 9 months to get to 100 subs. And it took us 2 weeks to go from 100 to 400. So we're heating up, dude.
Yeah.
We're coming alive.
I've actually been paying people to subscribe to the channel. $100 per subscription. So I'm going broke.
Wasn't too bad. Not the cheap little podcast you got there.
I've been walking around Austin with $100 bills and our YouTube QR code.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it for sure. Well, you got to tell
I'm committed.
You have to watch a video.
I'm committed.
If you're going to subscribe. There's no point in being a subscriber if you're not going to watch the podcast.
Are your legs healed? Are you walking normally?
Yes, I'm back. I lost a toenail yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
Hold on. I got a quick story. I was on my way to the gym the other day, and I rode past 2 men with their shirts off, holding hands, and it was Joe.
I was not holding hands with the man.
It looked like you were holding hands.
No.
And they had like little run shorts on.
Wow.
And like shades, and they were laughing, and it looked very gay.
Congrats.
Do you want to explain yourself?
I was going for a walk with the man. I was not holding hands with the guy. Don't add extra.
You went for a walk with him.
Don't add extra details to the story, JC. We were going for a walk. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, Brandon?
I caught him red-handed.
Nothing. I just am excited to hear where the story goes.
The whole I'm gay thing was always a joke until it isn't.
Don't add extra JC, don't add extra details to the story. And Brandon,
he saw me and then he turned around and he like hit his face.
Brandon,
why were you holding his hand?
Don't laugh at this. Brandon, I was not holding this guy. I was on a walk with Nick Callis, who's another straight white male. And we were on a walk, and we were walking on Riverside.
There's nothing wrong.
I did see a car coming, and I did notice that it was your old car, not your new one. I don't know why you were driving your old vehicle, but you were driving it on Riverside. What were you doing on Riverside, by the way?
Going to the gym to work out and boost my testosterone.
That's not how you get to the gym. Why were you going via Riverside?
That's how I get to the gym now.
Because 35's broken. Maybe we should talk about that for a whole episode.
Deflect.
But I was... Dude, why am I answering like this? Like I've got something to hide. I was on a walk with a man. There was no hand holding going on. I was the only one with my shirt off. I was the only one that had my shirt off.
You were asking him to take off his shirt. That's what it was. You were like, pulling up his shirt and laughing, and then you saw.
That's not what I was doing. That's not what was happening.
Okay, I might be embellishing the story.
Okay, there we go.
But it's fun. Our producer just left us. Okay,
Brandon.
Cool. How about you let us, give us a warning?
Brandon's abandoning his post to hydrate. Okay. Dude.
Yeah.
Poker is not going well for me.
Yeah, welcome to how it works.
That's not how it's been working.
I went through 5 years of hell before I started winning.
Yeah. I don't think I have that in me. So
yeah, you really have to be obsessed with it to get through the initial barrage of negativity that like you don't know what you're doing, so you're just going to make huge mistakes, and losing is going to be your fault all the time. Like you're going to misplay hands, and you're going to directly cost yourself money, and that is really intense. Like sure, you might some spots you might get it in, and it's like, oh well, I had aces and he had kings and he had a king. But a lot of times in the beginning, you're going to be making massive mistakes, costing yourself money. Like, what am I doing? this is stupid. I shouldn't be doing this. This is reckless. Like all these thoughts are going to bombard you. And a lot of people just quit because it's like, it's too much.
I mean, I think I might be in a position where quitting might be the move poker wise for me. I think that might be a good idea because here's the thing. Okay, so I Dunning-Krugered myself. You ever heard the expression, the Dunning-Kruger effect?
Have.
So there's this whole idea in the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is like the less you know, the more that you think you know. And then I think what actually happened with me was I was at a position at the very beginning where I was aware that I knew nothing, right? I was aware that I was
how much
clueless.
Skill and
and via knowing you and knowing a bunch of like other pros, I was aware that I was bad, and I knew that when I got into a game, I needed to pump the brakes and I wouldn't lose money that fast. What then happened was I took the John Hopkins poker class online, which is amazing. It's really great.
Okay.
I took it and I watched the first 2 episodes, and they were talking about implied odds and versus actual odds,
pot odds
versus pot odds. And I was starting to realize, okay, you know, like
there's a lot more to think about.
There's a lot of really basic stuff that makes a lot of sense to me, right? Like if there's $20 in the pot and it's $4 to call, that's 5-1. And if I need one more card to hit a flush, the odds of hitting that flush are 4-1. So the odds are good enough where I would want to go in that. And then the implied odds is how much money you could make down the line off of a hand. It's all making sense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, great. You know, like I'm like, I understand this. I'm sure the guys that I'm playing with don't understand this. I then show up at a Monday night poker game and there's a bunch of idiots talking about, you know, their episodes of The Fold that people that just won't shut the fuck up for a whole game.
Comedians.
And like worse than that, like, dude,
those are people that won't shut the fuck up.
Legitimately the worst people in the world. I call it open micer behavior when like my friends act like this, but it's like, comics are awesome if they are in a position where they are willing to, for the appropriate amount of time, not be the funny person in the room. When someone else is on a roll, you don't need to tag up the story. You don't need to keep going. Like comedians that have learned to listen. These are not the comedians
let
that
other people have spotlight.
100%. No, these are like open micers. So it's always got to be me. And then you're sitting there not talking and they're wondering why like the only guy that has any success in stand-up is the only one that's not being funny. And you're like, dude, it's because you guys won't shut the fuck up. That's what it is. But I'm sitting there and I'm also just punting money because I've convinced myself that I now know how poker works, and I haven't sat down with the solver and really realized what hands I should and shouldn't be playing. As a matter of fact, I haven't even figured out that if you go down the line, right, like, and you play, it's like, yeah, you're going to call with, I didn't even realize that unless you're in the big blind or the small blind, or someone has re-raised, it's never a good idea, according to the solver, to even limp in. You always want to raise or full. I had no fucking idea.
I've told you that multiple times on the podcast.
I didn't know that you meant I didn't know that it's a misplay 100% of the time to limp in.
Yeah, I told you that. We have a fucking reel that did great where I say amateur poker players limp in too much.
I didn't realize that too much meant you're not supposed to do it at all, dude.
Yeah, limping is not a thing. Unless the nick game is on. There's variables.
I'm even getting a disappointed look from Brandon.
Yeah, because Brandon retains the information that I fucking say. He's going to dominate you.
That was one that blew my mind. Like, to your defense, that was one when I remember he said it, I was like, oh, wow, I had no idea. But you put it well where you're like, it's amateur poker players that do it.
Yeah, they have no aggression. They limp in. Yeah.
Okay, so I was aware that you had said that amateur poker players are not raising enough. Amateur poker players are not bluffing enough. Amateur poker players are not being aggressive enough. I didn't realize that if I'm in the hijack position, I am never supposed to just call ever. Ever.
There's no hand you limp in.
So this is what blew my mind about the solver, is that if you are on the button,
yeah,
in the small blind,
yeah,
in the big blind, or if you're being re-raised, those are the only positions pre-flop where it ever makes sense to just call. I had no fucking idea. No idea. Because when you say like, okay.
Well, small blind and big blind, you already having money in the middle. So you're kind of incentivized to see the flop.
Yeah, because if you're in the big blind, you can call and then it just goes to the flop. So it would make sense if you're in the big blind.
Or check.
Yeah, to just check, or if you're being re-raised, just go call and then you're good. Everything's fine.
I think just being raised, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, so if you're being raised, you just go boom. Then if you're in the small blind,
Poker 101.
If you're in the small blind, you're hoping that the big blind behind you just doesn't re-raise, so you can just call. Yeah. And then you're so far late in the action that you're good.
Yeah, limping is just not a thing in poker unless the Nick game's on, or it's typically like it's an extremely aggressive game. There's certain instances, but it's typically like if there's a prop game on, then limping becomes a thing because the tax is so heavy if you lose. So just trying to see a flop and hitting, and
just hit something.
Yeah, just trying to get rid of your nip button.
Would you ever do it to like feint weakness, or is it just so?
Oh, it happens all the time. Like professionals will limp massive hands.
Okay.
And then but their strategy is limp raising. Okay. So they'll limp and then somebody raises and then they re-raise. They're not limping to call.
They're letting the other person be the aggressor.
Yeah. Okay. They're very rarely like limping and just to then get raised and then just call and then play a hand out of position without the betting lead. That's a losing strategy. Again, like what we talked, like having the betting lead. So being the last aggressor means you're going to win the majority of the hands post flop. Because everyone's going to like the majority of people or the hands are going to miss. And so whoever had the betting lead is going to be able to c-bet and then take down the pot. So if you just limp in and you get raised and then you call and you're going to miss most flops and then you're going to check and the only thing you have to like, you're just going to check fold.
Yeah.
You're just going to lose so many hands by not being aggressive.
Yeah, because someone else is going to be the aggressor and you're going to get taken out.
Yeah, they don't have to hit their hands.
Yeah, and the other thing that I realized watching this is like, so dude, I spent hours on GTO Nexus messing around with this thing, hours, and
you're just starting your journey and you already want to quit.
So this is not like a, so I think there is a big cultural push in all aspects of life against quitting in any capacity where they go, don't quit. You're right there.
Yeah. This
is a conscious quit where this is
unless you're on drugs.
Yeah. This is me realizing, okay, I've done stand up for 9 years now. On the 22nd of this month, it'll be 9 years in stand up, which is a long fucking time.
I met you when you were 5 years in.
You did. And I
4-year-old friends.
4-year friends. We met in July of.
This is the gayest thing we've ever done.
We
literally, we intertwined the fingers. That was
Brandon.
Brandon,
cut the third camera.
Can you?
No, I'm writing down to make sure that's on at that time.
I hope a bomb goes off.
So it might. It's the way things are going. We might happen. What were we talking about?
9 years into stand-up comedy, you realized you were a gay man.
That's it's Brandon. I realized that much earlier before then. So what I've realized about stand-up is like you have this feeling it's at the beginning of stand-up, sort of like you do in poker, where you start out and you go, making money at this thing is impossible. I'm doing this just for fun, and a career in this path is literally impossible, so I'm just going to be here for love of the game. And then you start to see some people doing well and making money, and you go, that's not that far off, right? Like the difference between me and that guy is not massive. I could get there. And then now sitting here 9 years in, having been through the COVID stand up, having had the carrot dragged in front of me many times, knowing that I've been on stage 2,000-3,000 times at this point, knowing how much effort it put in, like all the just like awful nights, bailing on stuff, being broke, like knowing that maybe I'm smart enough to go for it all the way in poker, but also knowing like what the amount of effort it would take to do it, right? Like knowing I don't want to go through 5 years of a downswing, right? To get to the other side of that. I'm not really in a position where that's something that I would remotely want to do. And on top of that, I'm not even convinced that I have the intellect required to pull it off. Like, I just don't think it's, you know what I mean? So it's
yeah, you'd have to go through some pretty rough experiences to play poker for a living.
Yeah, I just went through all of that to get to a point where I'm making enough to survive in stand up, not even thrive. It would be masochistic of me to go, let's do it again at another thing right when we're beginning to attain success at the really hard thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
that would be nuts.
In a world full of pessimistic people, like being delusional is kind of required to make it in anything.
Have you ever read the Steve Jobs book?
No.
The Walter Isaacson one?
No.
It's my favorite book of all time, but there's a lot of talk in that book about Steve Jobs' reality distortion field.
Okay.
And so what would happen is like they were working on like the Apple II and they were working on all these like massive projects and all of the and they were literally building a visual interface for a computer. So like up till this point, if you were going to use a computer, it would be like command lines. Like you'd type something in and then some data would be returned, right? They were making a visual interface so you could see the data, not just have it like returned to you. There were windows that you could mess around with, right? All of this happens and like they're looking at the computing requirements for all this and the answer is just like, dude, no, like this is not doable in a year. Like you're out of your mind. And Steve was such a psycho that he would just say,
a lot
no,
of people
it's doable.
would call him delusional.
And to an extent, sometimes it was delusional. Sometimes it was him promising this massive thing and him missing.
Yeah.
But
that's when I first started poker. I was like, I'm doing this for a living. I'm going to figure it out. Like I knew I could do it. I knew there's so many dark moments and low times of like the pessimism like starting to seep in, like, no, it's not going to happen, it's impossible, going broke so many times, like but like the next day I would just I don't know, just something would override it and I'm going to figure this out. Like I'm going to make this work. And
here's the thing, it's not even pessimism, right? It's like it's what some people would describe as like a rational thought.
Yeah.
It's some people going, hey, it's
disguised as just be rational. Like this isn't possible. Like this isn't feasible.
It's not even that it's not possible. It's that like if you look at just any numbers, right? If you look at the numbers of what are the what's the odds of being a profitable poker player? Something like 96% of people lose money playing poker, right?
I think it's more.
So yeah, if you're going to look at the odds, it's like you will lose. You're going to lose.
Yeah.
And then you look at comedy and it's like,
yeah, beating the rake, beating the house.
I mean, Brandon, how many people, what percentage of people even escape the open mic orbit? 10?
Yeah, it's crazy.
5?
Yeah, you ever see like a guy who started in open mics, kind of fell off, and then you see him like retrying again a couple of years, and you're just like, dude, be free.
Yeah.
You didn't make it. It's okay. Be free.
Be free, man.
Don't go back to that.
It's hard, man. And it's, I think both fields require just not a delusional confidence, but yeah, a delusional confidence.
Yeah.
Where you have all the signals are going, hey man, it's been 5 years. You've gone broke 4 times. Time to quit.
I don't know when this is going to air, but did you know my birthday's this week?
We've arrived back on your birthday, dude?
We have.
Happy birthday. Yeah. This will be out 2 days after your birthday. So happy
March 8th?
Belated birthday. Yeah, this Saturday, right? Your birthday's Thursday?
My birthday's Friday.
Friday. Oh, sorry. I got
March
confused
6th.
with the stream. All right, yeah, then 1 day after your birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Oh, sick. Okay, I'm 35 then in this episode.
Yuck.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross, dude.
Yeah.
You meant that, yeah.
That's not fun.
No, I'm kidding. You look great, dude. You're doing good.
I'm really enjoy hanging out with 45 and 50-year-olds because they look at me like I'm young. But yeah, going out's not fun anymore. That's for sure. It's like 22-year-olds.
Well, here's one thing that I've realized with time is like your 30s are such an interesting time because at 35, right? If you're an NBA player, you can still be hanging it. Like you can still be hanging.
Isn't
with
LeBron in his 40s?
He's like 41.
Jeez.
So you can still be doing it, right? But you can feel it.
I'm
like
comparing myself to the best.
41 years old.
Yeah, like LeBron. LeBron's doing it.
But this is the thing. At that age, you're old enough where you could be, if you were of that athletic ability, still be playing in the NBA. But you also watch some friends that are your age. I always say this, like, I'm 32, and at 32, you start looking at some people your age and going, oh my God. Like,
well, my old passion is still kind of orbiting my universe of like, I could still go after golf. Golf's a sport that you can, the age is very achievable, like in your later years. You can compete in professional golf well into your 40s. It's not a physically as demanding as other sports.
Yeah.
And so if you keep your body in good health, and like I have the underlying skill for it. If I were to disappear for a year and just practice every day, I could start playing competitive golf.
Yeah.
Within a year or two.
You think so?
I know so. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like the last time I went after it, I was 21. I shot 5 rounds in a row under par. And one of those rounds, I was 7 under going into 17. And I went bogey and I shot 67.
Damn, son.
I was, when I first got a golf club in my hand when I was 12 years old, my parents, everyone knew, it was like, oh, he's like, this is his thing. He's gifted towards it. It took me 6 months to break 80.
6 months to break 80?
Yeah, the first time I broke 80, I shot 76. I was like, it was like I was born to play golf. Yeah. And so it's always, my early 20s, after I gave it up, I went into some like really dark places throughout my 20s because it was like this dream I had my whole life I was giving up on. And so, and I was in love with poker, so I was chasing poker at the same time, but man, every once in a while I'd be like, I'm just fucking up right now. Like and my parents felt it too. Like you had everything it took to make it in professional golf. Mm-hmm. And then, like another like difficult moment was like 3 or 4 years ago, in Austin. I'm at a club, and, I bought a table at the club, and across from me, Brooks Koepka bought a table. Mm-hmm. And I grew up playing with him. And so I walk over, get into his section, and I was like, hey, my name's John Christian. I don't know if you remember. He's like, I remember. I was like,
really?
Yeah. We played junior golf together in Florida. And, I shook his hand. I was like, dude, I'm like so happy for you. Like, I'm so glad you made it. And like, I was just telling him, good on you. Like, this is, because like going from junior golf, that's all of our dreams is to, yeah. And then he achieved it and became, I think he was number 1 in the world at one point, but has won 4 or 5 majors. And I was like, yeah, I just told him, dude, I'm so happy for you. Like I play poker for a living now. And we talked for like a minute or two. And then I went back to my friends, but it was like, again, I was like, man, if I stuck to that path, maybe I'm grinding on the Korn Ferry Tour and I'm miserable right now.
Yeah.
Like who knows? Because to get to the PGA Tour and stay on the PGA Tour is so difficult. Like a kid I grinded golf with growing up. I wonder where he's at. Look him up, Blaine Barber. So he got his tour card. I know he got his tour card, lost it, and then I think he got it back. And then I don't know if he's still on tour, but he won everything. And his average score at 16 years old was 68, 69. He was shooting 3 or 4 under every round. I played with him. This kid, was one of the best players I've ever seen. And he's, there he is. So we traveled the country together and we played junior golf tournaments. He played for Auburn and Central Florida.
He is on the Korn Ferry Tour right now. He was on the PGA Tour. He has one professional win. He won the Korn Ferry Tour.
Yeah. So, and then he got a 3rd place at the Honda Classic in West Palm Beach, where he finished 3rd to, I think, Sergio and Adam Scott. For like $350K. This kid is, just so gifted in golf, and he's not even on the PGA Tour right now. He's bouncing back and forth. There's like 1,000 guys, or maybe even 2,000 guys that all have the skills, but there's only 125 spots.
Yeah,
for the tour, and you got to be willing to spend your whole life grinding and then making it, and then getting kicked back off, and then trying to, But yeah, this kid was incredible.
Well, dude, I think it all comes back to like that. It's all that feeling of knowing, okay, of having not gotten to the finish line, but getting in a point where, for like stand up, right? I'm not in there. It's probably very similar where there's 125 people in stand up right now that are making $1 million a year doing stand up or making multi-millions. And then there's like 500 that are making a good salary. I think this is what Rogan was trying to say when he talked about the 500 assassins, that clip that everybody always makes fun of. But it's like, I'm not in the 125 that's making it, right? But I'm in the 2,000 for sure, like objectively. I'm in the 2,000 people that are in the race that have a shot at making it to the 125. And I know what it took to get just to the 2,000. And then all of a sudden, like you're like playing poker for fun, and that thought creeps into your head, that irrational thought comes back again, which is like, do it again. This
is why I stopped. This is one of the reasons why I stopped doing open comedy.
Yeah, because that thought comes in.
I entered the world and I was like, oh, this is another golf. This is another poker.
Yep.
Like I am on step 1 and there is 100 steps. And this is going to take years and
you
years.
You get addicted to the feeling of being on step 1 though, where you go, let's do it again.
So I saw the roadmap and I was like, okay, this is going to take my whole life. This is going to take all my energy, all my focus. If I'm going to go after it, it can't be a hobby. It can't be like something you just do like a few times a week. It's going to take all of your life force. And so I was like, well, I'm still playing poker for a living. I need to focus just on poker. But yeah, in any of these pursuits, every last ounce of your life force, like every night you go to bed, you're waking up in the morning, okay, go train, like whether it's golf on the range for 8 hours and playing all day, or studying and playing poker all day, or writing and doing shows every day, all day. Like if you want to make it, it has to be 100% your life, all of your life.
Yeah.
It has to consume every part of you. And then when there will be times to breathe, when you hit certain milestones of like, okay, I can take some breaks, I can relax a little bit. But like there has to be years where you're fully on. I had years of poker where it was 10-hour days plus 5 to 7 days a week for years.
Yeah.
I was playing so much poker. Like the hours were insane.
Brandon, real quick, pull up the Bill Bowerman quote about rest. Because this is one that there's a bit of like there's like a paradox in stand up, right? And this is the paradox, which is like,
well, now I play about 20 hours a week, 25 hours a week,
that's not that, but,
which is, very nice.
Yeah.
And I can pick and choose the games a little more, but yeah, when it was grind time, it was
this is it. Yeah.
crazy.
The hard, easy principle. So the other thing, there's a stand up paradox, right? Which is like with stand up, it's one of those things where, Brandon, you can pull that back up too. It's when you're going too hard at stand up, right? When you're trying too hard, when you're putting way too much effort at it. Mm-hmm. Like, so with stand up, we know people, I'll give you the name of the guy later, where he tries too hard at writing. He just spends all day in his notebook and makes him unfunny, right? It just like sucks that power out of him because he's a great comic and he's a really naturally funny guy, but he takes stand-up so seriously that it makes him not good at it. It makes him good at it, but like he could be way better if he just lived a life. And it's like, I don't know, this is one of those things where I believe like you have to back off a little bit. It's not like that's the one difference between stand-up and golf and stand-up and poker is all that time at the range, all that time hitting balls. Like there's different versions of that, right? Like competing is same as like going to do the sets, and then hitting the range is like going writing the jokes, or maybe that's the putting. But it really comes down to like fucking just walking around and thinking about material, and just like being funny and having a good time. But this is one thing that I did see the other day, which is, so Bill Bowerman, one of the founders of Nike, he had this philosophy, which was stress recovery improve, right? And he had this hard easy principle, which is he was one of the first guys to define like recovery for sports training, where the other trainers were just trying to pack in as much damage into someone as they could, right? Just boom, hit them hard. As soon as they're kind of ready to go again, hit them hard. He was a real believer that like the adaptation and the real improvements came actually during the recovery. So
who
like,
were his students?
Yep.
Who were his?
He was one of the early Nike guys. So his disciples were all the early like Nike distance runners. But I know that it went all the way down to the pipeline to like, what's his name? The tennis guys started being big believers in this. Yeah, but I don't know. He was one of the first guys to figure out that like you have to take time off to kind of like recover.
Yeah.
Do you think that translates into like? Are you a big believer in time away? You're a big believer in time away from the table, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
but again, there's seasons. Like there was years where you just need to be fully on, like, and the time off is pretty rare. Mm-hmm. It's not, you don't have like a consistent break schedule. You need to be more just on all the time and grinding. Yeah, but then you get burnt out, and then you take like a long time off the game, weeks or a month or two to reset. But yeah.
Sweet.
Holy cow, we have a lot of write-in questions.
Yo,
I think we have some new write-ins too. Not just the same three guys.
So we talked about this for a second. Dude, shout out OG, Nicholas from Sweden, and Texas Assassin, are three guys that were pretty much carrying, and Crypto Max, that were carrying the team.
Max wrote in questions?
Max always drops us a comment because he's a bro.
Yeah. But
those guys really legitimately, for the first 9 months of this podcast, were keeping us alive and making sure we didn't. Seriously, I genuinely mean this. Without those guys, there legitimately might not be a podcast, because you guys accounted for about 50% of the write-in questions. We might have just run out of gas and stopped. So we have just hit our first legitimate pop. Thank you for getting us to this point. Hello, this is Tebby. Okay. Oh yeah. One thing. We have a write-in question section. It's in both of our Instagram profiles. It's in the description of every episode. If you found this.
If you want your name in it, I don't know why, but we don't get like the name in the email. So in your question, you have to put your name. Otherwise, There was just a bunch that said include name, but no name was given to me.
So
if you
just
want
put your name into the question.
Yeah, like how he did. Hello, this is Tebby. Like include that, please.
Hell yeah. That is
Okay.
yeah, I got it. Maybe I'll fix the Google form a little bit,
You
but
could also put your age. That would be fun.
put your age, and if you're
Put your
23,
age,
Joe will
sex,
take you on a
race.
date.
Sex, race,
Sexual-
a sexy photo of yourself.
Yeah, pictures
Attached.
of your feet, please. For
Sexual orientation,
Brandon would like the feet. Okay.
preferred pronouns in there too.
And your political views.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, how do you feel about the Middle East?
me. Israel or Palestine? Please pick one.
Yeah. Here we go. Hello, this is Tebby. I am from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. By the way, shout out Vietnam, favorite country I've ever visited, although I did fly out from Hoi An, so I never got to the south of Vietnam, which is where Ho Chi Minh City is. I wonder if T1000 has ever left a game because it just wasn't his day. If the game is good and there's lots of good spots and we have plenty of money, why should we leave? Sometimes it seems like it's not our lucky day and we have to leave even a great game.
Absolutely. I do this on a regular basis when a session is going south and either you're just getting coolered or running bad and you can't seem to win a pot. I more do it for the reason that it's kind of mentally draining to just get beaten down for a session. And so there's kind of like there is a momentum to poker, and if you can't seem to like catch momentum in a session and you're just losing every pot for hours and hours and hours, and then like you finally like get this like great spot, and then they might hit a flush draw or two outer or something happens where you lose yet again. Momentum is just not on your side and you're kind of mentally fatigued. And so if I feel that way, I call it, even if, like I have the bankroll to keep playing, the game's good. If it's just not your day, like, and you mentally don't feel 100% like you're locked in or you're going to play your best. Yeah. It's way better to just call it. There's always another game. There's always tomorrow. Yeah, I did that. I did a few weeks ago. I was getting beat down in a game, not winning any pots, and then I misplayed a hand where I just put too much money in with too light of a hand, and the excuse was, like my intuition was telling me that that the guy was bluffing, but really it was my ego getting in the way, and I just misplayed the hand, and I showed it down. I was like, oh, I'm playing bad, and then I was like, all right, it's not
your day.
It's not my day.
You got to get up.
Yeah. So it's more just checking yourself, like, and being honest with yourself if you're mentally not like your best, and you don't, and you're like slightly frustrated, or you can't really lock in, then even if the game's great, if you're not mentally there fully, and then you're going to be punting money. So just take the loss.
Yeah. So last Monday I punted $400 in a home game, and I was drawing card dead. I just couldn't get a good hand. And like I didn't get two face cards together for like 20, 25 hands in a row. Like, it's just rough. You're just sitting there and you're
not used to it.
You're brutal. It's brutal and you're bored. One thing that I realized too is I was not enjoying spending time with the people at the table, right? So I'm sitting there and just everyone's just brutal.
Yeah. So to wrap that question up, I would say that if the game is good and you feel unbothered and unaffected mentally from the beats you're taking or the way the session is going, and you still feel very solid, then keep playing. Like I will if I feel unbothered and solid, and the game's good, I'm gonna play till the game breaks. And a lot of times I've I've had huge comebacks in that way. So it's
if you're still feeling
yeah,
good, you're like I'm playing well, I'm just catching bad cards. It's totally not a factor of my play.
I don't give merit to like, oh, it's not. It's like I have bad luck today, or I'm running bad today. I need to quit. It's yes, I'm running poor today, but like mentally, am I fatigued? That's when I get up. It's not based on like run bad or run good. It's like mentally, am I getting fatigued, and am I not going to be able to play well? If the answer is yes, then I get up. And that's a skill in itself that I've gotten better at over the years of like recognizing that and then just being able to get it like, okay, like I'm not playing great. I'm done.
Yeah.
Where in my formative years, I would power through that. And I was so like, obsessed with trying to turn the loss around or find a way to get out of the hole. I wasn't paying attention to like, I'm just playing poor. Like I'm just playing poorly and I need to get up.
Yeah.
It is a sport in that way. And if you can develop that skill of I'm playing bad, I'm not mentally in this game, I'm quitting, you're going to save so many bankrolls. You're going to save so much money. There were so many bankrolls that I punted in those fashions of those long nights of playing through mental fatigue and then losing 3 or 4 times what I should have lost. And then you do that for a few sessions and all of a sudden you're broke.
Yeah, you just got to not string them together.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, one of the things that I was struggling with on Monday is when I'm card dead, I just was not enjoying the vibe at the table. Like I didn't like the music. I didn't like how many people were at the table. Like we were playing like 9-handed. A couple of people were being like really annoying and loud, and a bunch of people I didn't know at the table, and I just was not having fun. And I'm like, dude, I think it's easy to be patient when you're enjoying the conversation at the table and you're enjoying the people that you're with. But if you're not having fun and then you start losing, it's like you can't. It's impossible to sit there and just wait to get good cards. Well,
there's a lot of other things that if you're a professional that you need to be doing during that time.
Explain.
Last night I played a 9-hour session and I was losing the entire time. And anytime I went to my phone, it would like my awareness would go off and be like, what are you doing? Like, put your phone down, watch the fucking action. Doesn't matter like how, like winning or losing, or you're run bad or run good. That doesn't matter. You need to be like, if you're trying hard, then you're watching every hand and every action. Cause this is information that you need for the game, the game that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. Like if you're just like thinking about the hand that you just lost instead of thinking about this person's bet sizing and what this means and their hand range is like, this is the information you need right now. Cause you're going to get in a pot with them. Who knows, in 10 minutes and in an hour. And that's information you could use against them. Mm-hmm. So something Phil Ivey said about his past is how hard he tried. And how like people don't really understand how hard he really tried. And that means when you're sitting at a poker table, you are locked the fuck in on every piece of information that you can get. This is for professional players. And then there's a way to do this in private setting where you still are social and you're not so serious, but you are paying attention to everything. But you don't make other people uncomfortable by, like your anti-socialism. And you're not talking and
so you're going, hey, I'm trying to watch the action.
You don't do that. You watch the action and have the conversation.
Those are the impressive guys where you watch the pros and you can see people like having a conversation but also going,
yeah, like that's what I will have conversations and it'll be a fun environment, but I'm watching every single detail. Mm-hmm. When I'm playing my best or trying my hardest. And that's I think that's a big difference in, because it's so easy to lose a pot and grab your phone and distract yourself.
Do you think it's about having a good memory naturally as like part of your biology, or do you think it's more so part of a paying attention?
Pay attention, and it can be learned.
Yeah. So it's a skill, not a talent.
If for 6 to 10 hours a day, all you're doing is watching flops, watching cards, watching showdowns, remembering, okay, what was that bet size on the flop? What was his raise pre-flop? What was that river jam? What was the turn? If that's all you're doing all day, you're gonna improve. Your memory's gonna improve, and you're gonna start remembering all the little details, which makes all the difference. Question number 2.
Question from Matt McLaughlin from Boston. What is the most memorable hand you've ever played? Everyone has that one hand they will never forget. What is yours?
There's several. The first one that comes to mind is a private PLO game at Beau Rivage. I was probably 28 years old, and it was private PLO game. It was 13,500 to go pre-flop, and we went 5 ways to the flop. So it's 13-5, 5 ways.
Wow.
And I had ace, queen, queen, 10 double suited, and the flop came queen high. So I flopped top set, and I got it all in with this kid for, I think he had 50 or 60K behind. It ended up being like 170 or 180K pot. Mm-hmm. And it was by far the largest pot I've ever played. I don't even know if I played a 6-figure pot up to that point. And I begged the kid to go twice. And this is the last time I've ever begged anyone to go twice. And he looked at me and said one time. I didn't get on my knees, but I was like, dude, this is a lot of money. Are you sure? Can we please go? It was begging. Can we please go twice?
He's like, no.
And he's like, no, one time. And I hold and I scoop. And that was a really memorable pot. There's another one in a private game in Jacksonville, where I think I had ace 10 10 8 double suited, and the flop came 10 high, and I played another 100 and it was massive 180K pot or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we ran it three times or 4 times, and I won every board.
Wait, say that one more time.
So we got it in on the flop, mm-hmm. and you can go once or twice, but in private games you can go as many times as you want. Mm-hmm. And so I think we decided to do three runouts, so 3 different pots. So if the pot's 180K, you divide it into 3, so it's 60. It's 3 60K pots. Each runout's worth 60K.
Damn.
And I won the first one, won the second one, won the third one. So I scooped that one. That was pretty memorable. And then the most recent, I think, would be the Perkins hand when I had 7-8 of clubs and I raised under the gun, and then he 3-bet his straddle with king queen suited to 10,000 or 12,000. And I call, and the flop is 5 6 9, so I flop the nuts. And then he turns top pair, turns a queen, and that was another massive pot. So I think those are probably the 3 most memorable.
That was at the time the biggest hand you'd played on the lodge, right?
Yeah, by far.
And that one, we've broken that hand down, I think, on here before.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we're playing suited connectors in the middle.
So yeah, I'd say those 3 come to mind. Do we have any more questions? Who are your favorite players to watch or play against? Texas locals only. Ooh. Well, Bulldog was the most challenging, but also really fun, and it was great to improve your game verse because he's just so good. I'd say watching Bulldog play. Who's another? I like playing with Pierre. He's a challenging player to play against, but super solid. I mean, playing against tough opponents is what improves your game. Terrace, as long as he's not taking too long, is pretty entertaining. And then Players watch Mo Money is wild. That guy will put in his bet sizes are so unique, and he just doesn't have like an off switch. Like if he wants to take down a pot, he'll bet 30,000 into 10. He's entertaining to play with. He got me the last time we played. He got me to put in so much money and just dead. So sometimes it backfires, but yeah. All right, next one. You want to read this one?
How important is it to shot take in order to kickstart your poker career, and what advice would you give? Parentheses, from a 1-3 grinder with 20K in tournament cash winnings in 2026 so far. Nice, dude.
It's important to shot take and to know when to shot take. And obviously, like when you shot take is when the game's extremely good and you have an opportunity to play with a high stakes recreational player that is a fun player. They don't play for a living. They don't care about equities. They don't care about getting the money in good. They're there to have a good time and gamble. And so like when you find yourself on a table or in a game with those kinds of players that you don't normally get to play with, where your normal game is like grinder heavy and your win rate is, it's consistent, but it's on the smaller side. So like, yeah, it's player dependent. When you find yourself with, if you find yourself swimming with whales, you fucking go hunting. Like sometimes you have to put your bankroll on the line.
Yeah.
And then if you miss, just be mentally prepared to like take the hit and go back to whether it's grinding a job to build back a bankroll or grinding 1-2. It's okay to swing and miss, because eventually you'll swing and hit, and all of a sudden you'll have 3 or 4x your normal bankroll, and you'll be cruising, and then that's you'll be able to jump up in stakes.
I think that's solid advice.
Yeah.
All right, one more. We'll do one more.
Okay.
Give me your bankroll management take. Currently moving up from 2.5 to 5.10 at 21. Is 21 his age? With minimal expenses.
At 21.
Wondering how you came up.
I was always on the more aggressive side with my bankroll. But again, it's game dependent, player dependent. If you're in good games and you're playing with weaker players, you can gamble harder. Because your upswings are going to be a lot larger and more volatile. So give me your bankroll management take. Yeah, I mean, I was always trying to play outside of my means, which is probably not the best advice because I did go broke a lot, but yeah, I mean, now like the position I'm in, you typically want to, buy in for, like 1% of your roll. So, like if you have 10,000, like that's safe. That's super safe. Then be buying in for $100.
Yeah.
That's really on the safe side. And if you're playing like a soft live game, I think you can bump those numbers up to like 3 to 5%, buying in for 3 to 5% of your roll. And then, yeah, like shot taking, if the game's really good, would mean, putting 20, 30, sometimes 40% of your roll on the table. And if the game's the best you've ever seen and you have, 10 or 20K, yeah, I'd be willing to put it all on the table.
But when you're putting your entire bankroll in for a great game, are you not just terrified that, let's say your whole roll is 20 grand, right?
Yeah.
And you get it all in with aces and somebody gets it all in with, king, queen, right?
Yeah. They're still going to win some of the time.
Sometime.
Maddie's a good person to ask this question because he was always a super nit with his bankroll.
Yeah. I part of me is like, I don't know what I'm talking about here, but I still think putting 100% of your bankroll in a situation where it's the best game you've ever seen, it sounds like a bad idea to me just because, you're talking about how like, you got to be loose, you got to make the right moves. I feel like you're not in a position to make the the optimal move sometimes because you're naturally going to have to play a little scared.
Sure. But you do learn how to make good decisions under pressure.
But it could be a great decision where you get it all in with aces and you lose your entire roll. And it's like, yeah, you know, statistically you had a, you know, let's say 60% chance of doubling your money.
This is where the delusional optimism and it comes into play. You break your roll and you're immediately like, it's okay. I'm going to find a way back.
So what do you have to do? You have to go take a shift at Taco Bell and then try to fuck that.
I worked at a pizzeria, a golf store. Ooh. All right. We're going to do a hand breakdown.
Dumbledore. What a great name.
So I think I played with this guy at the lodge. He is action. I'm not sure what he does for a living or if he's made all his money playing poker.
Brittany. She's dressed like a Chinese empress.
So this is Bulldog.
Okay,
this
sorry.
is Alex.
I don't like that I said that.
She's a Chinese empress.
Oh, Bulldog. It's the king, but...
You know who that is?
Patrick
Antonius.
Patrick
Legend.
Antonius. He's jacked. It's Jason Statham.
What do we got going on in the hand for the audio listeners?
Okay, so we have a...
Thank you, Brandon.
We have a raise from... I believe pre-flop it was raise from Patrick, and then Brittany and Bulldog call from the big blind and straddle. And then we go to a flop of king, 4, 7, 2 spades, 1 heart. So Patrick flops bottom set, and Bulldog flops top pair with a weak kicker. So Brittany and Bulldog check. Patrick leads for around 60% pot. Maybe 70% pot. I'm not sure exactly. Bulldog calls. The turn is a jack of diamonds. And now this hand starts to get interesting with Patrick's choice of sizing here.
Patrick has it made.
Yeah, you'll see Doug and some of the better players take this approach right here.
So he just checked to...
So yeah, Bulldog checks top pair on the turn again, and now Patrick overbets the pot. He bets 18K into 14K. So a couple reasons why this is cool. One is he has bottom set, so he's not blocking. He's not blocking the top cards. Yeah. So this is kind of cool when you have a value hand, but you're also not blocking them from having like a very good made hand. Top set, this might be a little more strange to overbet the pot. But again, this is a polarizing bet. So typically you're gonna have in the range when someone overbets the pot, they're either gonna be trying to pressure you into folding, and so maybe they don't have showdown value, but they have a semi bluff like a combo draw.
Yeah.
So maybe like 6-4 spades or 8-5 of spades, 10-8 of spades, where they have tons of outs to improve, but they're not going to win at showdown unless they improve. So when Patrick bets this sizing, this is screaming to Bulldog that he's not betting this sizing with like king queen, or king, like king 10 or king 9. So Bulldog's king is either good, and Patrick has like a semi bluff or a combo draw, or this sizing is like really good with like, exactly like pocket 4s, pocket 7s. Yeah. So
interesting.
Bulldog calls.
Antonius and a quick call from Bulldog.
And this is Bulldog's not, certain of if he's good or not.
Oh no.
So this is more of like he's calling a turn and then he's going to evaluate what Patrick does on the river. You don't have to be locked into like, all right, you called on the turn. If the board doesn't change, I'm never folding. You kind of want to keep evaluating. the hand. So Bulldog reverse trips, and there's nothing to do but check, because Patrick either has a nutted hand or he has a misdraw.
And I would not be surprised at all to see a shove here on the river.
I don't think Patrick counted.
Bulldog in a weird spot.
I mean, this is brave of me to say because Patrick's a goat, but I don't think he counted Bulldog's stack correctly. He has 83K, and I think Patrick bets 75.
No kicker.
I'm wondering if he would have
So
just shoved
obvious
if he knew he
Patrick,
had
the Bulldog can have a
83.
king here.
But I mean, I'll probably just defer to Patrick, knowing everything. Like as much like all the things I talk about professionals do. Like this is the type of guy that that I learn from, that everyone learns from. He's an absolute legend.
So he bet 75K.
Big bet. Not quite at
Yeah,
all
that, I
in,
mean
but
that
close.
wouldn't make any sense if he was.
75,000.
So he bets
Yeah,
75
Bulldog-
into
Bulldog
50.
goes,
This
huh.
is so difficult. So it's either a full house or it's like 5-3 of spades, 8-6 of spades, 10-8 of spades.
This is just a massive bluff.
Is Patrick really so sick
You know,
that
like
he's trying to get Bulldog to fold a king here?
4x of spades is an interesting
Patrick's history. It's
hand as
not
well.
Totally ridiculous for
Like repping
Bulldog to
bottom
the
set.
answer is yes.
You have 8-9 of spades. So yeah, there's a ton of semi bluffs that are going to want to bet this sizing to get you to fold.
Not what you
This
want.
is such a brutal spot for Bulldog. But he's a smart cookie.
Don't forget the stand-up game is on. Patrick and Bulldog are 2 of 3 players without markers.
It's pretty cool to see this. I've always wanted to play against Patrick. So like me and Bulldog for sure grew up watching this guy play, and now he's playing
Revolved
versus him.
around the stand-up game, but this is one pot that
He's right up there with Ivy. He battled Ivy for years.
Beast, and he's
They
still
play-
jacked. Jason Statham jacked.
He's another sauna pioneer.
His posture is impeccable.
It's yeah.
I know I've been sitting bad today.
Yeah, if you could see how I'm sitting, you'd be judging me.
is a statue. Not helping Bulldog as that $100 chip rolled over in his direction.
不知道 PP 来接我。
我不知道. She said I don't know.
Yeah, for all the listeners out there, if you're wanting to if you're watching live streams, find Bulldog live streams and watch his sessions. I can't talk good enough about this guy's game. There is a session, a WPT cash game, I think 2 years ago in Vegas, where he just absolutely ran over the table. He owned Yo Viral in a few pots that were just like a masterclass of deep stack no limit hold'em.
I think I just correctly translated the Empress.
Oh, you speak Chinese, right? You speak Mandarin?
Go back a minute. Go back 1 minute. Exactly. Watch this. Ready? Here we go. Hit it.
Patrick.
Okay. She goes, 我不知道, which means I don't know.
Statue. Not helping Bulldog as that $100 chip rolled over in his direction.
不知道 PP 来接我。
不知道来接我. He did something to me.
被你打死了。你就是把
Brutal
他
spot.
害死那个人。
Josher means still. I still something. I don't know. I got.
Do you know who she's talking to?
No.
She's talking to Airball. Airball
Wait.
speaks Mandarin.
Get the fuck out of here.
不扣的。
Airball speaks Mandarin?
Yeah.
You could have told me that when we met him at the fucking bar. I would have had something to talk to him about besides Miller Lite.
Can I get you a pony? What did you say?
Yeah,
Please,
say that in Mandarin.
请给我一个小瓶啤酒.
That's pretty cool.
That was cool.
That was cool. Not gonna lie.
I'm turned on.
Yeah, dude. Maybe the least romantic language there is.
I think with these sizings, Patrick is really saying he has something like king queen plus here,
Man, Bulldog's thinking on it, huh?
or a bluff.
I would have pushed in by now.
Bulldog
Wow, he
Good
folds
fold.
it.
Patrick does not get paid off. He does show him the full house though.
高手没有特质。
Nice fold by Bulldog.
He figured it out. The British puppy.
That's an unbelievable lady. I mean, when you fold a hand like that and you know that you just, saved yourself 75,000, you got to be pretty stoked, but you also got to feel like so much money got in there, right? Like you just lost 50 grand. So it's still tough.
Yeah. He's just locked in on the hand. The money doesn't really come into play till after the session.
Pretty fucking cool though.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah,
Did we talk enough?
we talked just the right amount.
Okay.
Ooh, I feel really good today. I'm a little tired though. I slept very poorly last night. I kept having nightmares. I've been watching a lot of that TV show.
Maybe you should sleep alone instead of with men.
Well, your mother's out of town, so sorry.
Oh, you are a comedian.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I would never. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm
She's
sorry.
actually coming into town
Are you doing something
Thursday.
for your birthday?
I don't know. Something.
You want to go? What do you want to do?
My girl's planning it, and parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Parents are coming in. Really?
parents are coming in town. Yeah, they always spend my birthday with me.
Great. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
See ya.